A 7-month-old baby is in the hospital fighting for his life after being beat and burned by his father. So look, according to the reports, the mother of the 7-month-old child said, "I was at work and I got a call from my child's father saying that he had been burned. So I left work and went back home. And when I seen my baby, he had burn marks in his thigh area. So I rushed him to the hospital not knowing it was so much worse than that." At the hospital, doctors told the woman her baby had a fractured rib, bleeding on the brain, bleeding behind his eyeballs, and torn blood vessels in his arms. The woman then said, "My child's father is a wolf in sheep clothing. I've never noticed any signs of him being abusive. And my son was always happy. He never cried or anything like that. It's like he's the perfect baby." Listen, she said he was like a wolf in sheep clothing. And see, I know y'all don't like when I talk about the Bible, but see, the Bible talks about stuff like this. In the book of Matthew, the scripture says, "Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves." One meaning of the word ravenous is having an excessive desire to eat. The only thing is, the wolves that we meet, they're not hungry for food. They're hungry for destruction. They want to destroy you. They want to destroy everything that's around you, children included. And I would agree, sometimes it is hard to see the signs of a person being abused. But this child had a lot going on. So if he didn't do all of this in one day, I would definitely say that child was showing some type of signs. Bleeding on the brain, bleeding behind his eyeballs, torn blood vessels in his arms. Nah, this baby was showing signs. Now, if those signs were ignored, then that's something different. But ain't no way in this world you gonna make me believe that every day when you came home from work, this baby was just laying there smiling and happy. And if he wasn't crying, it's probably because he was all cried out. And we gotta stop acting like we be so surprised when people do certain things. You don't just wake up one morning and decide to treat a 7-month-old baby like this. This wasn't this man's first time doing this to this child. And the doctors mentioned everything except the burn marks. And that's what he was supposedly be going to the hospital for. And I'm gonna be honest, I think if this baby just had a burn mark on his thigh, I don't even think he would have went to the hospital. I think this baby went to the hospital because they knew all the stuff that was going on with that baby. And they didn't want that baby to die at home. I think that's why that baby went to the hospital. It ain't have nothing to do with that burn mark that was supposed to be on his thigh. I believe that daddy went too far and called her at work and said, "Hey, you need to take this baby to the hospital." Because I'm sure he didn't go with her because he had already knew what he'd done.